Well, y'all, today we're going to be tackling one more big project out here, and that's mulching Berry Hill. But before we get that far, I want to show y'all something. Y'all see all that green tint across there? Now, it's not quite as thick right in here, but you can still see some green tint. That's all that new grass that we reseeded the pasture with back in the really late part of fall. I was somewhat worried that I got it too late and that it might freeze out or something over the winter. But so far, it's doing pretty good. It survived all of our cold temperatures, and hopefully this spring it's going to really take off. I haven't been down there and checked the far pasture yet to see what it looks like, but I would assume it probably looks the same way if that one does. And my culvert pipe here, we haven't really had a whole lot of rain since I done this. Total between two different rainstorms, we've had right at an inch of rain. And from what I can tell, it looks like it's working perfect. But like I said, we haven't had one of those really heavy, like just drowning rains yet. So I won't really know until that happens. Check this out. Sawmill is under shed. Now obviously I can't saw with it right there, but at least it's under shelter out of the elements from when I ain't using it. Done some major cleaning down here at this barn, I don't know, about a week or so ago now. Was able to make room for it. It's amazing how much room you have when you actually go to cleaning up stuff and organizing and rearranging and like stuff like that. I'm gonna go out here and clean off any of the dead weeds and stuff that's growing on it, or that were growing on it, and then we're gonna go get us a load of mulch and see if we can't get this thing knocked out today. So to any of y'all new around here that don't know what Berry Hill is, this is Berry Hill. The reason we call it Berry Hill, we've got blackberries, we've got some raspberries here, we've got muscadines here. All the little green undergrowth you see is strawberries. And then on this bottom portion, we have blueberries scattered all through here. I think there's a total of 12 or 13 blueberries. So today, though, the goal is, you can see all this right out in here. That's actually lemon balm, those two dark clumps are. We're gonna get all that cut back. There's a bunch of taller weeds right down there. We're gonna get all that cut back. Then we're gonna put out a fresh layer of mulch, and I mean, I wanna go heavy with this mulch. But the reason I'm wanting to do it right now is because there's daffodils coming up in here everywhere. I wanna make sure we get this mulch before they start really taking off, because I know there's a lot in here that haven't popped up yet. I only see maybe 4 or 5 right now that have popped up, and there's a lot more daffodils out here than 4 or 5. So we can get this mulch before they bust through the ground. That would be great. The one other thing we're going to do today is get in here and take out a bunch of these strawberries, because where we are going to be mulching, I'm sure some of them are going to get covered up. We're going to move those up there by the garden bed, or by the main garden up there. We've got a specific bed we're going to put those in, but there's strawberries out here everywhere. And I want to tell you that was my full intent originally, was having like a strawberry ground cover on this thing. And I was thinking, you know, we can eat strawberries and they'll get so thick that they'll choke the weeds out. Well, that sounds like a great idea, and I'm not saying it ain't a good idea. But what I've run into now, especially in this area where they've already got really thick, is they get so thick they don't really produce big berries, and you still have weeds and stuff come up in between them, and where they're so thick you can't get in there and mulch them. So I'm probably not going to really put a whole lot of mulch into this upper area right here, because everything is so thick up there. But from the muscadines down, I'm probably going to cover up some of the strawberries, the ones we don't dig up. I'm going to try to leave some exposed, and we'll just kind of let them do their thing. But covering them up with mulch, I feel like it should somewhat thin them out as well, and hopefully the ones we do leave uncovered will grow big and grow some really nice berries for us this year. Plus we'll have a dedicated strawberry bed up there by the house too. We've got a video on it from probably springtime last year. We put these boards in here to somewhat act like terrace and help this from eroding really bad. And It worked really good. It did. Some of them are already starting to rot out though, but you know, they were just some old slabs that come off the sawmill. I hope it's weed eater cranks. It's been a while since it was run. Oh yeah. So I got me a bucket and a little shovel, and we're going to start on these strawberries that are down here towards the bottom, because these are all, I don't know what you call them. They're not ever-bearing berries. They're the other kind that only put berries on once a year. And they make some really good berries. I do not remember the variety. I want to say they might be Chandler strawberries, but don't hold me to that because I can't remember. Anyways, they did come from Hoff's Tools a couple years ago, and I guess we planted them not this past fall, but the fall before that. And let me tell you, last year they had some of the best strawberries I've ever put in my mouth on. So naturally, since those were our favorite, that's what we're going to start with. I'm just going to pop me a few out of the ground and just take that little plant right there. That's what we'll transplant. The guys, we have strawberries planted everywhere. Like, they're all up around our house. They're all down here. They're just stuck in random places. But the strawberry bed I'm putting in now, like before, I've just been like, well, I'm just going to get what I can get out of it. But the strawberry bed I'm going to put in now, I actually want that to be like a good producing bed. I want it to be, you know, the real deal. Instead of just saying I want to get what I'll get out of it, I want to actually get some strawberries out of it. And this is probably not the correct time of year to be doing this. It would have probably been better had we done it back in the fall. But now is when I have time to do it. Look at that. That's a nice looking strawberry plant. Y'all, I mean, I ain't even moved yet, and I've already got several strawberry plants. Come on out of there. That's a nice looking plant right there. And if you don't know, strawberries, see all these? These are the runners from these strawberries. And strawberries multiply by sending out little shoots, and then they root and make a new plant. And that's what we've done here. We started out with just a handful of strawberries, and now we've got hundreds of them. Get that out of there, that's a weed. Right there's your new bud coming out, ready to grow. In this one whole clump right here, there was about 5 strawberry plants. We're gonna leave that one together. That'd be one big plant. But I'm just gonna continue on until I get majority of this bucket full of plants. And then we'll take them up there and put them in their new home. Okay, we've got a full bucket here. And there's still plenty of strawberries out here on the ground. They're everywhere. Okay, so we're up here in the garden by the house. This bed right out through here is what we want to turn into strawberries. Y'all remember last year we had tomatoes in it. And we've just decided to turn this into strawberries this year. Down through there we're not though, that's gonna be something else. But from about right there all the way out. We're planning on having strawberries. We'll just rake back the straw and make us a hole, put them in the ground. And put that straw back up against it. Way it'll be good and mulched around it. And I'm probably gonna do me a zigzag pattern all the way out this bed. If I have to go get more strawberries, I'll go get more strawberries. I'm sure y'all are curious where the kids, because this would be the perfect job for kids right now. Well, Megan and the kids are doing school right now. That's got a big pile of roots on it. Y'all see that? That's how they grow. That one's got a little leader coming out with a little baby plant on the end. We'll take and break him off and just stick him right beside his mama. What are you doing, girl? You're gonna get dirty. This would be a good job for you. Start digging these holes. As much as you like to dig. Okay, well that part of the job is done. They start there and they're zigzagged all the way through. To right here. That part of the job is done. Now it's time for the hard part. Get that mulch put out. All right, I got my crew back now. They got done with school and we're gonna, well, I guess we're gonna start spreading some mulch. And I done this little bit right in here already. I took and just slung it up in there with the pitchfork, and that's exactly what we're getting ready to do right here. If we can't get the tractor to all of it, we'll just have to load up a wheelbarrow and wheelbarrow it into some of the hard to get to places. Just leave that tractor right there for now. Leave it right there. Yeah. Well, we rode up the road to our other place and filled the dump truck up with a load of wood chips here. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but I'm hoping that gets us pretty close. Honestly, I think it will. It might be enough to finish the whole thing. But like I said, I do want to put a really heavy layer down, so, you know, if we have to go back and get more, that's just what we'll have to do. These wood chips here got a whole lot of leaves in them. You think if I fill up the bucket on the tractor, while I'm doing that, you could just pitch it right over there, like this. Just like that. Have to be careful where we've got it so full, I'll run it over the edges when I scoop out. There we go. Now I gotta go off this steep hill.
I see you.
It is super muddy over there.
I bet so.
What? We may can't do none of this with the tractor. Look. Yeah, we may just end up having to do this whole thing with a wheelbarrow because that tractor where it's heavy and this is so wet and soft, it's just gonna make a mess. Bad as I hate to say that.
No, Daddy will push them. You're gonna be on there. You and Maggie's gonna be filling them up.
All right, I'm gonna pull the other one up here. Y'all can fill it up while I take and dump this one. This one looks like a toy next to that big one, don't it?
I hope I did this all right. I just tried not to cover up no strawberries and did it pretty thick everywhere else.
That's fine.
It is soft.
It's soft and steep.
Yeah, the camera don't even show how steep. It don't do it. I was looking at it. It don't even do it justice.
No, it don't do it justice. Y'all did good. Y'all can fill that little one up easy, can't you? All right, hold on. Let me set this where it won't turn over. One-wheeled wheelbarrow's hard to sit down without it turning over on a hill.
And that one you can do anything with.
Yeah, two-wheel wheelbarrow's the best invention ever. Y'all can tell how much farther down the truck's sitting than what we are right here.
That's why, I mean, did you tell them that's why we got these boards and everything?
Yeah, it kept it from washing.
This was originally just a grassy spot that we didn't really do anything with. I'd occasionally put the horses in this area and let them eat the grass down, but the grass always grew so dark and pretty from the runoff from the hog lot. And so we were watching Jared at Flutie Lick, and he had him a pretty steep spot that he planted just regular garden on. And it kind of gave us the idea, we're like, hey, maybe that's something useful since stuff likes to grow there that we can do with this bank out here. And so we put pigs on it. We put a temporary fence up and run pigs out here. They tilled up all that grass and stuff for us. And then Andy planted a cover crop on it. And the next year we run pigs back on it again, let them get it good and cleared and knocked a lot of the rocks down to the bottom of the hill because it's really rocky. I started putting these wood chips on it and made what you see now. And actually the blueberries, we've tried to grow blueberries for years in different locations, and the blueberries especially love it out here. They love it. But it's directly next to the pig lot, and so any runoff that comes out of that pig lot comes straight down this bank. Ain't that right, dear?
Yeah, and I heard you saying something about Jerry. I looked at that video that day and I said, if he can grow a garden in that spot, we can grow a garden right here.
That's right.
Because his was steeper than this.
Yep.
At least it looked like it was. Do we need a little bit more in that thin spot I see?
Where do you see a thin spot?
I see green.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Sorry.
Now that's where it washes the worst,
So
is
probably,
in that spot, so put it the thickest there.
Okay, well, we'll do that.
And
But that was our main trouble after we grew stuff out here for a couple of years, was it washing, because it is so steep. And it would wash our wood chips away. And so Andy put in these planks, and that really helped. This is probably one of my favorite spots out here because of the view. You can see over everything. And I love fruit. So in the summertime, if you're looking for me, this is the place you'll find me. Is that right, Andy?
yeah, there's been times where she'll leave out to go do some feeding or do something, and I lose her. And I look out here, I can always find her out here picking a berry, picking something.
Sitting under that muscadine vine.
Yeah. And, you know, they gonna give me out.
They getting it.
They getting it done. Golly. I can't catch my breath.
I would offer to push it, but I ain't very good at pushing a wheelbarrow.
Well, it's all right. Leave me a path to get right in there, because I'm gonna dump me one more wheelbarrow right there.
Okay.
And then we should be done with
With
that
this
area up there.
section. Does that look all? I mean, am I doing all right?
I think so.
Okay.
This don't matter. I mean, it just needs to be thick. That's the main thing, is make it thick. Because these wood chips are light mulch. They ain't heavy.
Right.
And so, even though they might be, say, 2 inches thick, where they're so light, weeds will still push through them.
I got you.
Y'all done got it full?
Good job, y'all.
Finally putting all that energy they got built up to use.
Well, you want me to come pull it? Would that help you?
No, it ain't heavy.
Just awkward.
I'm just out of shape. So this is good for me. Sitting in that tractor seat all the time will ruin a man.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I remember back in somebody's younger days when you didn't have all these tractors with front end loaders. This is how you did everything.
Yeah, and skinny as a rail too. I've unloaded a bunch of loads of mulch with a pitchfork and
By yourself.
and this wheelbarrow right here.
Hear me?
Huh?
By yourself.
By myself, that's right. That wheelbarrow won't sit nowhere. Look at there. So I'm gonna answer a question while I catch my breath that was brought up in the last mulching video when we mulched the apple trees. And I should have addressed that in that video, and honestly, I forgot. Somebody asked about using fresh wood chips around your trees and as mulch. And these are pretty fresh. They're not as broken down and decomposed as I'd like them to be. But I think there's a whole lot of controversy about that, about using fresh wood chips or using broke down wood chips or whatever. And from my understanding, the best that I can tell from what research I've done, if they're laying on top of the ground, they're fine. They're not going to rob nitrogen from down in the roots where your plants are actually growing. What happens with fresh wood chips is as they try to break down, they rob nitrogen from the soil. And so my understanding is, as long as they're laying on top of the ground as mulch, they're not necessarily robbing nitrogen from your plant because they're not down there where the roots are growing. Now that's my understanding. I'm not saying that's right. That's just what I've gathered through what research I've done. What you wouldn't want to do with fresh wood chips is till them into your garden, because once you till them in and mix them in with that soil, then they're down there in the root zone, and they'll be stealing mulch from, they'll be stealing nitrogen from your plants. And so you don't want to do that. Now, I still don't recommend using day-old chips as mulch, just because I think they should be at least broken down some. Like I said, these are still fresher than what I would like, but they've been chipped up now for about 2 months, maybe 3 months.
So 2 or 3 months, yeah.
So they have broke down some, but not a lot. But anyways, I wanted to throw that out there.
Well, sometimes you just got to use what you got, and
this is what we got. So we'll make it work. But I wanted to throw that out there about the wood chips.
I have a question. So, which one would be worse? These robbing nitrogen, or this getting taken over by weeds and sucking the life out of everything?
That's a good question.
So it would be one evil versus another, I guess.
Yeah, because even though they're robbing nitrogen now, next year, once they really are broken down, you'll have a whole lot better soil laying here.
And plus, if we didn't put them down, the weeds would be 10 times worse out here this year than they were last year.
Exactly. So I would rather have a mulch layer that's going to steal a little bit of nitrogen from my plants than not have no mulch layer at all and have a ton of weeds.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yep.
Pick your battles.
Yeah.
Y'all work me too hard with 2 wheelbarrows. Said y'all work me too hard with 2 wheelbarrows.
Fill her up, my dear children. Y'all are doing a good job.
Y'all getting her done, ain't you? Don't stop on account of me coming up. I tell you what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna raise the bed up some so y'all ain't having to walk downhill in the bed.
Is that better?
That helps probably, don't it? You put me one more shovelful in there and I'll trade out wheelbarrows. I about pulled that one out too soon.
The daffodils are popping up everywhere out here.
We got the hardest part done. I think I can get down in there with the tractor. So we've pulled the truck down the hill so it won't be in the way. And we've got all the way around the edge. And then this bottom section here. Let's rake it out everywhere where there ain't no mulch. Rake that out. Hey, spread that out right into there.
Yep. That's exactly what she's thinking.
Well, we've done better than I thought we would have.
Yeah.
All of this, you can push some of it that way. I just covered up a bunch of strawberries right there, but they may pop back through that. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Do we gotta come in that long?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, the mulch comes to all the way to right here. That's why this was so soft, because it's been covered in mulch. But you need to see right here. The line's right up there, all the way down through here. So I'd go get me.
You can't even tell there's mulch.
It ain't been no mulch on it in a while. I think I'm gonna need 2 more bucketfuls and that ought to finish it.
Daddy keeps stretching gears. Oh my gosh! You should sell him. I don't sound like how he does going down the road. I bet that's why. This tractor goes 16 miles an hour. Yeah. When I drove it that one day, and we went down the road, and one time when we were hiking, this thing gets 16 miles an hour. I found out. In 4th high gear. It gets 8 gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got mine Paul finished. It's moving out. Yeah, smooth it. Take the top and go. If you smooth it like that with your top. I could use another pile on these tracks. Don't worry, there's another pile coming soon. I'm I think.
Most of that, you probably need to push it up that way, because you don't want it no lower than this will be in that ditch.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I flattened it out.
Are you already? Oh, you're doing good. I'm just over here making a mess.
Yeah.
Trying to pull stuff up here. Come on, man. Still some of yours. Look, see, I'm being nice. I'm helping you.
Well, y'all got it done, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, y'all. It looks good. There may be a few thin spots here and there, but for the most part, we've got this whole hill covered.
Well, the thin spots are for the strawberries.
Well, there's thin spots for the strawberries are, for sure. Earlier, me and Megan were counting, and there's 21 blueberries out here. I thought it was only 12, but we got to counting, there's 21. And then we've got 3 over here on the other side of the hill in the apple trees. Whenever them things go to producing a lot of blueberries, we'll have blueberries out our ears. But anyways, y'all.
Good thing, because I love blueberries.
You love blueberries, that's right.
Ours.
But y'all, like we always say, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you might have learned a little something. And
So see you on the next one.
that's
Y'all
right.
have a good one.
Y'all have a good one.